You can go live. I shall.
I got it.
Yay.
And here we
Okay.
are.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me see if my
Happy
camera
Saturday.
works. I wonder if my camera works now
Yeah.
because just because I know that because yesterday it was being quite temperamental and it was not.
No.
So
Okay, that's disappointing.
where is my face?
Okay, that's disappointing.
There
Where
is
is
my
your
face.
face, Cathal?
There it is.
Hey, here he is.
There we go.
Fantastic.
Right. So good morning,
Okay.
guys, and welcome to our Saturday morning webinar. Thank you all very much for getting up this morning and for taking part. It's really great to see. Oh, very, very good. Straight away, we've got Maria. Hi. So as Lisa has just typed in there, please, guys, introduce yourselves. Tell us your name, where you're from, what school you attend. That way we can kind of start a bit of conversation going, and you can tell us if you have any questions or if you have any problems or issues. So I guess we'll do some introductions first. I guess ladies first. Do you want to take it away?
Why, thank you. So, good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. So, my name is Lisa. I'm from Ireland, the beautiful island of Ireland. And I have been living in Italy for 2.5 years. So, I'm a teacher at MyES Milan in Milan with Cathal. Okay. And we're happy to see you this morning. Thank you for joining us. Cathal,
Nice.
go ahead.
Yeah. So as Lisa said, my name is Cathal, and I am also from Ireland. And I have been teaching in MyES Milan in Milan for just over 1 year now. So just over a year.
Excellent.
But really enjoying living in Milan as well. Here we go. We've got Rosa from Naples. Maria prefers to be called Lila. Okay, nice. From Naples
Very
also.
nice.
Very good. So we got 2 people from Naples in already. Very good, guys. So
Fantastic.
what we thought, guys, would be a good idea to do this morning, uh, just to kind of lift spirits a bit and to kind of help get your Saturday starting off on the right note, would be a bit of pub chat with 2 Irish people. Because I can imagine now over in Ireland, the coronavirus is kind of starting its travel, I guess, around the country, but it's not so serious yet. So I think people are still going to pubs, and even at 10 o'clock in the morning, you wouldn't know. You'd be surprised, guys, to see there'd be plenty of Irish people in the pub on a Saturday morning. So we've got a couple of more people here. Oh, we've got Giovanni. Good morning, Giovanni from Florence. Very good. Filippo as well, and
Fantastic.
Simona. Nice, guys. Good morning. So yeah, keep your comments coming, and if you have any questions, please do let us know.
I've just asked the guys a question there. Can anyone tell us what famous Irish holiday is next week? So can
Ooh,
anyone tell us in the comments what famous Irish holiday is next week?
yeah,
An
this is
Irish
very
holiday where we often have a lot of pub chat.
fun.
Hey, amazing.
Nice, Maria. Nice, very good. Or Lila, sorry, I should say. So yeah, Saint Patrick's Day. Very good, Rosa. Nice. Hey, exactly.
Excellent.
So, guys,
Excellent.
we are going to be celebrating St. Patrick's Day. And wait, hold on, I'll get my hat on. Where is it gone? Oh, here we go. This is
Fantastic.
my St. Patrick's Day hat. As you can see, it's like a big pint of Guinness on top. And so yeah,
Perfect.
we're going to be celebrating this, guys, next week. I don't know whether we're out or whether we're in. I am going to be having a good time on St. Patrick's Day, and hopefully these phrases can help you guys to
Exactly.
talk about it. Yeah. So maybe we'll go on
Fantastic.
to
Okay.
the first
So,
slide.
yep, it's just what we're going to be looking at. Okay. So, will I go into it?
Yeah, go for it.
So what we're going to be talking a little bit about today with you guys is some just general pub vocabulary. Okay, so a little bit about vocabulary relating to pubs, also how to gossip. Okay, very important skill in English, how to gossip. We love to gossip in the pub as well.
Yeah.
And some typical conversation fillers as well. So, especially helpful, native speakers use fillers quite often when they're speaking, when they're trying to think of what to say. But they can be useful if you're if English is your second language, because you need to kind of give some time to think of how do I say this in English. So yeah, they can be quite useful. If anyone doesn't know, a filler is something that goes in between saying something else. Okay. Sometimes also if there's a silence. So sometimes we say an awkward silence. A filler is something to kind of to bridge between one topic to another as well. Okay, so that's what a filler is.
All right.
Okay, fantastic. So yeah, so that's what we'll be talking about. So to start, fantastic. Okay, Cathal, do you want to go ahead?
All right. So I don't know if any of you recognized or if any of you have been to Ireland before, but the previous slide there in the picture, I don't know if you can maybe go back, Lisa, just one
Oh,
slide so they can.
sorry. You're
The
right. I just totally skipped over it.
yeah, we have
Hi, Angela.
a
Welcome.
bar in Dublin. Hey, Angela, welcome. Hi, I think Angela's a student of ours. So that is the Temple Bar there, guys. Anyone has been? Oh, Leela, she knows it. The Temple Bar, nice.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. So tell us in the
it was a
comments,
very,
guys,
very fun.
has anyone visited the Temple Bar? Or even
Anyone?
just any bar in Ireland? Please tell
They
us
would
about
not
your
be right.
experiences.
There's almost one
Yeah.
bar for every person in Ireland.
Exactly. Yeah, Angela is one of our students. You're right, Carl.
Woo! Yeah,
Yeah. And Luciana
Luciana
is here from
also
Milan
joined.
as
Very
well.
good. Yeah, nice. So Temple
Excellent,
Bar, guys,
guys.
really
Wow.
famous bar in Dublin. So it's one of those ones. Oh, Filippo, here we go.
Fantastic.
In
Okay,
in Temple Bar
amazing.
years ago. Wow.
Brilliant. I'm sure you found that it was probably very expensive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay.
Very good.
Rosa says she's never been to Ireland, but she would like to go after quarantine.
Oh, great idea. Great idea.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
So Emma's wondering
Fantastic.
what is Temple Bar. So Temple
Ah,
Bar, Emma, is the famous one of the famous pubs in one of the famous bars in Dublin. It's a kind of typical, I guess, tourist destination in Dublin. It's one of
mhm,
the places where you kind of have to visit every time you go there. Now, as Lisa already said, it's
exactly.
quite expensive in there, so maybe not a good idea to go in and buy a drink. But for sure, go in there and just enjoy the atmosphere.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And if anyone doesn't know as well, Temple Bar itself is a very famous area. It's an area for socializing in Dublin. A lot of the time, it's very traditional. So a lot of the time, it is, we would say, packed with tourists. Okay, it's packed
Ooh,
with
packed.
tourists.
And what does packed mean, Lisa?
So packed, when we say packed, it's another term for, I guess it's a synonym of crowded. So it means when there are a lot of people close together. So for
Yeah.
example, we would say maybe if the bar was packed last night, it's like there
Mm,
wasn't much space. There wasn't much
yeah.
space. Yeah,
I guess
exactly.
a very Irish term for that as well. You could say it was rammed,
Yeah, actually, that's very Irish.
rammed, packed, crowded. just like so many people
Exactly.
in one particular place. You can use that for a bar, or you could use it for maybe a metro as well. You'd say the metro was packed, or the bus was packed
Ex-
with people.
yeah. Also, sometimes we say jam-packed.
Jam packed. Wow, nice.
We've a lot of people here. Antonio, don't worry. No problem for being late. It's fantastic. Okay.
Simona is like the opposite of what we mean now. You're dead right. Yeah,
Exactly, that's
absolutely.
true.
Completely the
At the
opposite.
moment, because of social distancing, we cannot we cannot be in a packed place.
Stay at least 1 meter away. Gotta stay 1 meter away. This is it.
Exactly. That's a great point. It's a great point.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm,
So we have the Great British Pub, but we're not just going to talk about British
mhm.
pubs, are we?
No, God no. We wouldn't be doing the St. Patrick's Day hat as a good service if we just talked about British pubs. So, guys, there is a video that goes along with this slide. However, we're not going to watch it because maybe you've watched it before, but it might be a bit confusing to try and get it. But in the comments section, I want you guys to tell us, what do you know about British pubs? What can you tell us? What kind of things do you see in a pub? It can be a British pub, it can be an Irish pub, anywhere at all.
Mhm.
Generally, I don't know if pubs really exist in Italy. It's not pub so much as a bar, I guess.
Yeah, that's true because traditionally, I guess the dynamic of a bar or a cafe here is a bit different.
Yeah.
Because obviously a place where you go for an aperitivo is also the place where you go for coffee sometimes. Whereas
Yeah.
we don't have that. We have a clear separation between coffee shop or cafe and a place to drink alcohol.
So Antonio already straight in there with beer. I mean, the excellent, excellent first of all answer.
Exactly, very, very true.
Emma
Beer.
also telling the same thing. Only know that in Irish pubs you can drink good beer and a lot of beer. I mean, you're not wrong, Emma. That is absolutely correct.
Yes, exactly, exactly. This is true, and also um, so here as well. When I was in, sorry, I'm trying to put it on the screen, but
Yeah.
when I was in London some years ago, I ate English breakfast at the pub. Ah, yes,
Ooh, nice.
that's a good point as well. We have a really big breakfast culture in the pub as well. So like you can go and get a lot of food,
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of food.
And one thing as well that you
Ah,
might be noticing, guys, is that our pronunciation of the word pub is maybe slightly different to what you're used to, because we pronounce pub like that. So it's very kind of a low sound, a very deep sound,
mm,
U. Whereas maybe people from London would say pub, a bit lighter, a bit higher
mm.
up in the voice.
Pub, pub. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, we say pub.
Pub.
So Filippo says that near his home in Milan, there's the Ghost. Sorry, he corrected himself. The Ghost Pub, which
Mm.
is an originally English pub. Do you know this one, Carl?
I don't know the Ghost Pub, although I feel like I want to go visit there now just to try
Is
it.
Filippo? Is it haunted?
Ghost Pub. Mm. Oh, Rosa makes a very important point here as well, Lisa. She said that she
Yeah,
knows that for British people, the pub is an important tradition, and everyone has a favorite pub where they go to drink, meet friends, or watch football. Excellent.
that's
Very, very good point,
very
Rose.
good point.
Yeah.
Exactly,
So,
exactly.
yeah, go for it.
Sorry, yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, there is a big sense of community in your generally in the local pub. For example, it's almost, I know it sounds crazy, but it's almost like a family in some situations. The people, the regulars that go. So, oh, sorry, I should explain what a regular is. A
Mm.
regular in a pub is someone who we would say who goes frequently. Okay, a regular or the regulars as well, plural. The people who go frequently to a specific pub. Okay. So for example, in Dublin, I was a regular at a specific pub called the Swan Bar. So yeah, so definitely
Ooh,
then there
Squire.
become exactly. So there comes a sense of community. So exactly like you said there, it's a sense of community, and also that people spend a lot of time together. So yeah, it's
Mhm.
we would say pubs are generally in Ireland and England, they're an institution.
Institutions, right? They are a hallowed ground. They're a place where
Mm.
only good things happen.
Yeah.
So Lisa, let's have a look here at some other comments that are coming through. So yes,
Mhm.
Lila ate at 12. 12. So for her, it was lunch, not
Mm.
a breakfast, but lunch. Simona
Or
there saying that it's
or
a way
brunch.
for brunch. Exactly, yeah, for the
Yeah.
combination of the two. Yeah. Simona there saying, I think
Yeah.
it's a way for meeting and having happy hour together. For sure. Now, happy hour, Simona, this is an interesting one because happy hour has a bit of a different meaning, I guess, in
Mhm.
English, and particularly in Ireland anyway, and in England to what it is here. Happy hour
Yeah,
in
exactly.
over here, it's the aperitivo, right? It's the drink that you have with the buffet, the food. Whether I'll give you, for example, in Milan, it's in Navigli area. Um, but in Ireland, or maybe in England, I'm not sure, but for sure in Ireland, happy hour is a particular time period in the pub where I guess like the drinks are reduced in price for a time period. Would I be right in saying that, Lisa?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so usually they have a big offer. It really depends, because for example, sometimes in America as well, they might have a rule that during happy hour, the for example, the women drink for free. I've heard
Ooh,
this before as well. So yeah, I've heard this. It can really depend. They would have a special offer. So it really depends on the bar, the pub. They might have a lower price or a special offer. So for example, maybe you spend €10 and then there are unlimited drinks for an hour. But
yeah.
yeah, it's very different from in Italy where there isn't a reduction. It's probably more expensive.
Oh yeah, very very expensive, yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
But oh, thank you very much. Antonio likes the St. Patrick's hat. I love it, and me too.
Exactly. We love
We
a bit
have
of St. Patrick's hat.
Leela there saying that she knows that in the pub sometimes children can't go. Only in a few pubs it's forbidden. It isn't
Usually, don't we
forbidden.
just we have a time limit. Oh, it
Yeah.
isn't forbidden. Exactly. Yeah, there's a certain time that children can't go, or that you can't have children in the pub past a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Angela, that's a great point. You can play darts. So we usually say you can play darts in the pub. You can play
Mm-hmm.
darts or pool as well.
Very good. Oh, pool, yeah.
Okay.
So pool is like a snooker, I guess. You have the cue and you get the ball into the pocket.
Yeah. I think the
Uh,
equivalent the equivalent here is probably billiards.
Billiards, maybe, yeah,
Yeah.
possibly. Very good, very good. Simona there saying that once when I was very young, I was in Dublin and I went to a pub and asked for a beer. They asked me large with a very strong accent, and I didn't understand. They took me 1 liter of beer. Oh my goodness. So in this example, Simona, we wouldn't say they took me, they gave me. They gave me
Exactly.
1 liter of beer. So they give you. So I take. So I'm going to take this away, but
Hmm.
I'm going to give something to you.
Exactly.
Okay. Filippo's wondering if there's a term for a pericena, a mix between happy hour and dinner. This is an interesting one. I don't know if
Uh,
there is.
I feel like this is a time where we need to confess that when we go to the pub, we don't really think about food too much.
Yeah, probably.
Because yeah, I like it often happens that in a British or in an Irish pub, you feel you snack, you have snacks. So we would say like pub snacks or pub grub as well. Pub
Ooh,
grub,
grub.
mm, pub
Nice.
grub. Okay, so pub grub, just to explain, grub is a slang term for food. Okay, food. But generally, pub grub, okay, or pub food, it's unhealthy.
Yeah, very unhealthy.
um, yeah, so it's like I don't know, chips or maybe sometimes it depends on the pub. Sometimes they have fish. I don't know. What would you define as pub grub? I would say like crisps, toasties.
Yeah, like French fries or like sandwiches, maybe.
Yeah,
Or yeah, as you said, crisps like chips and stuff like that. So
yeah,
not particularly healthy food for sure.
yeah. So if you were going to eat, yeah, nachos, yeah,
Nachos, yeah, Leela, absolutely. You could get nachos.
yeah, nachos. So yeah, usually if you were going to the pub for the evening, you would probably have dinner before,
Before.
or else you skip dinner, and then that's not a great life decision.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Antonio here saying I'm keen on hungover. Oh my goodness, right.
you're
I'm keen on
you're keen
hungover.
on.
I don't know if you're
I don't
keen
think
on
you want to be.
hungover. I hope you're not keen on hungover because that's the bad part. You want to be keen
Yeah,
on. So we wouldn't say keen on hungover. What would we say instead?
I would say keen. I would be keen on not being hungover.
Yes, on not being hungover, but maybe you could say I'm keen on uh like drinking. You could say getting drunk.
True, true,
Yeah,
exactly.
like getting.
So maybe we should explain what hungover is as well, just in case anyone doesn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to explain, because I don't know if there really is an equivalent in Italy, because usually we would say here you are, oh, sorry, you are more interested, like you're more sensible with drinking, whereas we are not.
We're not.
Uh, um, so basically, to be hungover or to have a hangover, as we can say, is when you drink too much beer or you drink too much of something the night before. So the next day you have a headache, you don't feel well. It's really not nice. Oh, you do. You use it too. Okay, Leela, thank you. Okay, because some students have said they don't really use it.
Mm,
Um, okay, yeah. So it's just when you're not feeling well the next day because you have drank too much, usually.
exactly.
Uh,
So we have a couple of different opinions here on what we can eat in the pub here. So Sarah here, I believe Sarah is the person here. Cherries. Sarah says hamburgers, or generally some, as Emma here is saying, some junk food.
yeah,
Absolutely, junk food is a perfect
exactly.
perfect example.
Yeah, exactly. Junk food. Really good, guys.
Very good.
Okay, so yeah, so Antonio's just saying he meant he's not keen on being hungover. So
Eh,
yeah,
There you go. There you go.
yeah,
Yeah.
any of us are. Okay, so
Absolutely not.
we
Absolutely not.
look at we might take a look at these questions just to look at some of the phrases.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are some examples. Okay, of some of the vocabulary we use when ordering a drink. So does
Mm,
anyone know? This says, "What drinks do you order on the rocks?" Okay. Does anyone know what does it mean on the rocks?
okay.
On the rocks. What does it mean if anyone
Mm,
knows?
yeah. Maybe we'll like read down through the list and they can kind
Hmm.
of give us what they think.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. And then what is the difference between lager and bitter?
Mhm.
Okay, lager and bitter. And how do you order a glass of okay, lager, bitter, or cider? Okay,
Mm.
so in general, that's just how do we order? Okay, how do we order? Fantastic. Amazing. Okay, really good. We have some answers already. So whiskey.
So
Yes.
what
Okay.
drink do you order on the rocks? Absolutely, you order whiskey on the rocks for sure. And
Mm-hmm.
on the rocks, I think, as everybody else is saying, with ice. Very good, Luciana. Christina
Mm-hmm.
Giovanni also saying with ice. Uh, Filippo there saying Scottish never drink whiskey on the rocks. It's a good
Exactly.
point.
So
Yeah.
so if you just drink whiskey by itself with no mixer, no ice, does anyone know what that's called? If you drink
Mm.
a spirit, so a spirit is like whiskey, vodka, gin. If you drink it with no ice or no mixer, does anyone know what we call that?
Ooh.
Waiting to see.
Wait and see exactly. La Rosa here making a good point that lager and bitter are different tastes. Absolutely, Rosa. Yeah. So a lager is kind of your blonde beers, I guess you could say, and the bitters. I mean, they're a different flavor, as you can tell from the name. They
Hmm.
are a bitter flavor.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, that's exactly what we'd say. Ah, yeah, very good, Giovanni. Bitter is the opposite of sweet.
Yes, very good.
Mhm.
Sorry, I seem to be a bit slow with my comments coming in.
So Antonio
Okay,
didn't quite catch
the
the
question.
comment, yeah, that you're making.
Okay, well, I can tell them anyway. So, basically, when you have a spirit, so for example, whiskey without a mixer, so a mixer is something that's added to a spirit, like juice or maybe Coca-Cola, something like this. So we would call it straight whiskey. Okay, so straight whiskey or straight, for example, straight gin. I don't know if you're crazy enough to drink straight gin.
Mm.
So it means just having the spirit with nothing with it. Okay, straight. Don't worry. Thank you, Angela. Don't worry.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. So perfect. Okay,
Angela's
really
wondering
good.
what the term for pork meat fried means. She's not sure what pork meat fried is. And I don't know either really what the name for pork meat fried would be. Um,
It. She's not talking about the like pork scratchings. Is that it?
maybe
Maybe
it could
pork
be pork
scratch.
scratching. That could be
But
it. Yeah,
they're more like a snack. Pork scratchings.
could be. Could
Um.
be. Pork scratch.
Okay.
Maybe we'll write it into the chat just to be sure.
Okay. Maybe. Or
Simona,
thinking of pulled pork.
pulled pork possibly, yeah.
Mm.
And Simona also wondering what lager is. So sorry, Simona. Lager is basically any kind of blonde beer. Right?
Mhm.
Any kind of blonde beer that you have. So you have what? Heineken or Carlsberg or Ignusa is the Italian one, I guess. So we could talk about so many
Exactly.
blonde beers basically. Where the
Exactly.
bitter is more bitter taste.
Okay. And then, does anyone know how do we order or how would
Mm,
we order if we're in a pub?
yeah.
What do you usually order on the rocks?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Personally, uh, I would if I'm drinking whiskey, I would order it on the rocks.
Same. I would do the
Drinking
same.
whiskey.
Yeah, whiskey on the rocks.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I drink it without ice, but I sometimes I like the with ice on the
Yeah,
rocks.
bit of a
Yeah.
change, you
Whiskey.
know. Also, it's really
Mm.
cool to say that, you know. It's like, can I get a whiskey on the rocks, please? And you're like, oh, very
So
nice.
you feel very James
Absolutely.
Bond feeling.
Really cool.
Okay. Oh,
Luciana there
okay.
saying that she
Luciana, I
orders
order.
Coke on the rocks.
Excellent. Okay, excellent. Okay.
Christina
Um,
here with an interesting question. Sorry, Lisa. She's wondering what does
very
cider
good.
mean?
Exactly. Okay, cider. So cider is a type of drink. Okay, so it's a type of drink that is made usually from fruit. Okay, the most typical, I think, is from apples, the most common. But now there are different types of fruit cider.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's an alcoholic drink made from fruit. So usually apples, sometimes other fruits as well. But a very famous one would be Bulmers cider, which is made from apples. Okay, so it's very sweet. It's
Mm.
very, very sweet drink.
Oh yeah, you will be in the bathroom all evening if you drink cider because it's too sweet. Very good.
Ah,
Andrea saying that cider is alcoholic apple juice. You're absolutely correct.
basically,
Yeah,
with bubbles, with bubbles.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
And Sarah also a different taste, for example, for a beer. She prefers Dunkel Bock beer. Oh, okay.
very nice. Okay, actually, yeah, that would be that sounds like a craft beer. It sounds like a craft beer.
Oh, yeah. And now what's a craft beer?
So I was just typing an explanation.
Ah,
So yeah, a craft beer, if you've heard of it, it's something that usually it's made by a small company.
mm,
Okay, so it's made by a small business, and a lot of the time it's homemade.
mm.
Okay, so I think here it would be called artisanal beer, um, or some sort of equivalent. Yeah, IPA beer as well. IPA is craft beer, right?
Yeah, IPA, absolutely. We could say like, I know, is IPA a bitter? I mean, like it depends. Like it's bitter is certainly like part of it. Like it's a major
Mm.
factor when testing an IPA.
Hmm.
So it depends because bitter is almost like a style of creating drinks. So an IPA is maybe you could say some of them are bitter beers. Depends on the taste. So you need to taste it first. Um,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
need to
it's
know.
true because IPAs there can be a range of kind of flavors.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, cool. So shall we go on to show them an example of, well, an example of a conversation in a
Maybe.
pub?
Well, actually, first of all, maybe we should say, how do you order a glass of wine?
Okay,
How do
okay,
you order a bit of cider?
yeah.
So
It's just I
here,
asked and nobody
Antonio,
nobody responded.
this is it. Yeah, I think people were looking for the explanations, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
Okay,
So,
so
Lisa, how would you order a glass of something in a pub?
I would probably say, could I please have a pint of,
Ooh,
I don't know, for example, could I please have a pint of Heineken?
a
Could I please
pint
have a
of.
pint of Heineken?
Oh,
Or
okay.
if it's busy, excuse me, can I please order a pint of Heineken?
Sure. Filippo here
Hmm.
giving a good example. May I have a pint of beer?
Hmm.
Yeah, we could use this, Filippo. Again, now this is where we're kind of getting into the more kind of formal or informal ways of asking for drinks. Because if you say, may I have a pint of beer, that is quite a formal way um,
Hmm.
to say something. Antonio, I'll get a glass of red wine. Yeah, you could say that too. I mean, it doesn't even need to be a question because usually the person who is working behind the bar,
Hmm.
who we call the barman, would be the person who asks you a question. They'll say, "What would you like?" or "What do you want?" And you can just say, "I'll get a glass of red wine," or "I'll have a glass of red wine. I'll have a pint of Heineken in Lisa's case. I'll have
That's
uh,
just an
a
example. It
pint.
depends.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'll have a glass of white wine.
Yeah,
Could
yeah,
I have a
exactly.
glass of cider, please? Nice, Luciana. Very good. Yeah.
Very good.
So
Yeah,
these kind of ways, guys. It really
yeah,
depends on the kind of atmosphere. So
yeah.
Antonio using get there. Very, very good use of the verb get. I'll get.
Hmm.
I'll have. Basically, in that
Hmm.
in that example. Christina, I would like. Ah, very good. I would like to order a lager.
Hmm.
So when you're talking about the different types, guys, so lager, bitter, cider, we know that those are different types of beers. Okay, so there is no need to um, specify. Oh, I'd like a lager beer. You just say I'd like a lager.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, Simona, I would like a blonde beer. So a blonde beer. Remember, Simona, blonde beer is lager.
Hmm.
So
Exactly.
I would like a lager, please, or something like that.
And And also, I think it's good to mention, guys, if you're ever in Ireland or England, it is possible to order, if you want a smaller portion, you can order a half pint.
Half
Okay,
pint.
a half pint. Because sometimes, so I have a pint here with my water. So
Mhm.
sometimes the quantity for people can be quite a lot because it's a lot bigger than the quantities here. So it is possible to order a half pint, which is a smaller glass, a half pint of beer.
Yeah,
It's a
that,
smaller measure.
that's only for weak people. Though. I don't want to do that. I don't take a half pint. Nobody,
Hey,
nobody goes into
I'm
a bar and gets half pint of beer.
I'm I, I'm just saying for people if you're not accustomed to it, if you're not used to it. Because I know for some people the measures can be too much because they don't usually drink the difference between the measures here versus in
No,
Ireland. We drink a
no,
lot
no.
more.
That's true. It is true. We should say that on on St. Patrick's Day, we will not accept anyone asking for a half pint. We'll only accept a pint or above. You know, we want pints, liters, buckets of beer. I mean, that's the only options on St. Patrick's Day.
Exactly, this is true. Oh, very good.
So
Okay, so the guys have started answering their own questions.
yeah,
Okay, so Antonio asked, what is the difference between check, please, or the bill, please? And yeah, so perfect, exactly. So check is more American English. So can I have the check, please? Is just more American, whereas in the UK, you might say, can I have the bill, please? But
exactly,
both are totally correct. Okay, they're both perfectly correct.
exactly, exactly.
Okay, shall we take a look at this dialogue?
Yes, let's do it. It's very interesting,
Okay.
very specific dialogue, shall we say?
I'm going to just go, as opposed to putting the one in order, just to go ahead here.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay, so do you want to read the red and I'll read the blue?
Oh, yeah, I had to do it. Okay, fine.
Oh, yeah. Hello, Squire. What can I get you?
Oh, God. Afternoon, Governor. I'll have 2 pints of lager and some pork scratchings.
See, pork scratchings. Anything else?
Get one for yourself.
Cheers. Is it your round?
It's my round. How much is it?
That'll be £9.75.
Here you go. Keep the change.
Okay.
Oh my God. I honestly like, oh, good morning, Sylvia Busnelli.
Hey,
Hi, welcome.
Sylvia.
So guys, this is kind of an interesting conversation because as you could probably tell, I was not really reading it very seriously. Because
Uh-huh.
some of the some of the phrases, some of the terms here are not really used that often. Well, certainly in Ireland, some of these phrases
No.
would never be used in Ireland. So let's have a look
Yeah.
at some of them anyway, right? Hello, Squire. First of all, like,
Okay.
oh my God, Squire. Like, well, how would we explain Squire, Lisa?
Like, didn't it used to be like a type of servant? A
Yeah, so
squire?
like back in like more ancient medieval times when there were knights and people with swords and shields and stuff, the assistant to like the knight, like Lancelot or King Arthur's assistant would be called a squire,
Mm.
right? And it's typically like a young person. So a squire is a young person. And so
Mhm.
if someone does say to you, hello, Squire, you would be in England. right?
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
don't think anyone
it's
in America would say that.
it's a particular English slang. Like you might have seen one of our director of studies posted a video on our Instagram about Cockney slang, and there is a lot
Mm.
of slang in England like this. So some of you might have seen that, and I guess Squire would be like an old English slang for a young person, I guess.
Mm. So the squire, yeah, is not the boss, it's not the landlord. The squire is like the customer, I guess you could say. So typically, like squire, I guess it's used as a term for a friend, I guess.
Mm. Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and then
Yeah, it's I guess
governor would be
similar
the other one.
similar to mate maybe.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm,
yeah, exactly. Because then
yeah.
afternoon, governor. Governor
Mm,
then, guys, is like it would, like in the past, it would have been used to talk about the owner of the
mm,
establishment, the owner of the place, the landlord or the owner of the
exactly.
pub, right?
Which I
Because
which
it
I think
comes
a few
from
people have
governor.
said. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Simona's got right. The boss is the governor.
So
Antonio there saying Cathal spoke like a perfect landlord there.
exactly. Exactly. So I'm just putting the description of governor in the comments so you can see it. But yeah, the governor is like the landlord or the owner
Mhm, exactly.
or the
Now,
boss or the boss.
in this example, again, because that would have been the older meaning of of the word governor. Now,
Hmm.
so nowadays, squire is for a young person. Nowadays, governor is used for like the barman, basically the person who is serving you a drink. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
how we would say.
Exactly. And yeah, like we mentioned, so pork scratchings, they're a type of snack.
Mhm.
A little bit, I guess, like we would say maybe like crisps or chips, a specific type of chips that are made with kind of a pork flavor. Okay, pork
Mm.
flavor. Yeah, very healthy, as you can imagine.
Oh yeah, very healthy.
Okay, get one for yourself. Okay, this is obviously the person's very generous.
Yeah. So when they say get one for yourself, this means like you can have one as well. Basically, I am paying for the drinks, so I'll pay for you as well. So get one
Exactly,
for
and we might always also say like it's on me.
Oh yeah, it's
One for
on
yourself on it's on me. So if someone says, "Oh, don't worry about it," if they're buying drinks and they say, "Oh, don't worry, it's on me," it's like I'll pay for it for you.
Mm,
Okay, it's on me. Okay, so it's usually when you're giving it as a kind of like, no, 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 I'll get this, it's on me.
yeah, exactly. So it's a kind of nice, it's a nice friendly thing to say. And
Hmm,
then
yeah.
cheers. So he says cheers there. What does that mean? Cheers.
So when so I don't have another glass to do this, but when I go to take a drink and then I go, doop, cheers. Okay,
Cheers.
like this. So we say cheers when we do this. It's like a toast, but
Mhm.
also we say cheers quite colloquially to say
Yeah.
thank you as
Cheers.
well.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Basically, thanks. Yeah.
And yes, yes, Simona, it is very colloquial.
Absolutely. Now, when we say is it your round? So when we talk about round, I think it is a kind of similar
Mhm.
expression in most languages anyway. I'm assuming like another round, giro, I guess, right? Is that what we would say in Italy? I don't know what would they
Yeah,
say in France or Spain, but
exactly.
for sure another
Yeah,
round. So a
around,
round
around for everyone.
is basically what everyone is drinking.
Hmm.
So if, for example, myself and Lisa and another one of our friends, let's say Mark, right? Mark is out drinking. He usually is. Are
Yeah,
out
good
drinking
example.
today. Yeah. So I have a whiskey on the rocks. Lisa has a pint of Bulmers, maybe. Mark has got maybe a Negroni, right? So those three drinks, that is considered a round. And so when we say, "Is it my round?" Basically, this means, "Is it my time to pay for everyone?"
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, so if someone says it's your round, it's your turn to pay. It's your turn
Yeah,
to pay. Or it's my round, it's my turn to buy everyone drinks. Okay.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. It's important when you do go to another country to know if someone says it's your round. that's that's what's
Mhm.
happening.
Yeah, and I think Emma here has hit it right. Now you have to pay. Exactly. It's my round. I have to pay.
Mhm,
Yeah,
exactly.
very good, very
Uh,
good. I think
Excellent.
that's about it.
Okay.
Maybe the last phrase would be an interesting
Mm,
phrase to say. Keep the
yeah.
change.
Yeah, so this would be considered like keep the change. I guess this would be considered as a tip.
Hmm.
So a tip, so they're giving them an extra, so they're like, keep the change. I don't want any money back. But in this case, I would imagine they gave £10. So that much because it's 9.75. So it's not even like a tip. It's probably just like it's such a small amount of money.
Yeah,
Just keep it. It's
yeah, it
it's
doesn't matter.
25 pence in this case.
Exactly, exactly. Oh,
But
Antonio
yeah,
there.
sometimes people might
Chin.
and it's a
Very
large.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So chin chin.
Nice, nice.
Exactly.
Very good.
Okay. So yeah, keep the change. Perfect.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
then,
What have we got next?
if you
Because
have questions at all, please let us know.
yeah,
Yeah,
what's the next slide? Because I have one or two kind of important phrases that I want to talk about. Okay, maybe after we tell these phrases, we can uh, we can
sure.
do
Yeah,
the
of course.
vocabulary. So we have a
Exactly.
couple of different phrases here, guys. Some idioms of gossip with their meaning. So I'm just kind of conscious of the time. Maybe we'll just match up them now. So first off,
Of
we
course.
have a blabbermouth. So blabbermouth, guys, is a person, someone who can't keep secrets. So we can use this like the verb to, well, it's kind of a colloquial verb, but to blab. To blab about something is like to tell a secret. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have spill the beans is also to tell the secret, to tell a secret. We have
Sorry, I don't.
dish
I've
the
matched them
dirt.
up, and I don't know why.
You're okay. You're okay.
Oh, there we go.
Uh, to dish the dirt is to, I guess, share negative secrets. My lips are sealed. I won't tell anyone. And swear on my life. If you say, "I swear on my life," it's like I would die before telling anyone what you have just told me. Antonio there saying,
Mhm.
what is the difference between "there you go" and "here you go"? There's no difference, Antonio.
It's the same.
Literally no difference at all. It's the same meaning. When somebody gives
We
you your drink, you just say, "There you go," or "Here you go." It's exactly the same.
exactly, but really good question because I know it's
Yeah.
confusing. Okay, so
And,
what phrases did you want to share with everyone, Cathal?
well, seeing as St. Patrick's Day is coming up, and I mean, on St. Patrick's Day, it's a kind of tradition to drink lots of alcohol. I thought it'd be useful to talk about the various stages of drunkenness. And
Fabulous.
and a very useful terminology, I think, for when you're hanging out with your British and English speaking friends, for sure. So, guys, we have first of all the first level when you have not drunk anything at all, right? Zero alcohol in your system. We say you are sober. All right, so no
Mhm.
alcohol in your system. Okay. Then we have, I mean, the next stage. So when you have had maybe one or two, and you're kind of feeling it a little bit, you're like, oh, okay, this is good. I'm enjoying myself. We would say you are
Mm-hmm.
tipsy,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tipsy.
Tipsy would be
Sorry.
next. Yeah, don't worry.
I'm putting these in a list of in order. In
Yeah.
order.
The next one, next stage up on the ladder would be, I guess, maybe on the way. After you
Yeah,
have
very good.
another couple of drinks, you'd say you're on the way. You would
Mm-hmm.
then say that like after you're on the way, I probably you'd say you're drunk, right? So after the next couple of drinks, you'd
Mm-hmm.
say you're drunk, right? Now then
Exactly.
after you're drunk, guys, it kind of gets a bit blurry as to what you can say after that. I guess there's a couple of different ones that you could use, maybe stuff like maybe gone or hammered,
Yeah,
smashed, uh,
exactly. We say a lot of the
wrecked,
time
maybe.
that we can turn anything into being a drunk term.
Oh yeah. If you add ed at the end of a noun, that's all you need. Just put ed
Yeah,
at the end of a noun, and that's what you need for that.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, for example, I was trying to think is one Liam says all the time as well as like just you can literally put ed at the end of anything and you. Oh, okay, we have a oh, very good and hammered. Spill the
Ooh,
beans.
ah, nice. We spill the beans in Italian, spits the toad. Okay.
Very good.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
Unfortunately, guys, we have to finish up. We're gone a bit over time.
Mm,
um, but if you do want to stay tuned, myself and Jadine will very differently to this. We're going to be talking about school days. Okay, so we're going to be. It's a total different thing. This is talking about how drunk we are, how drunk we
we're
are,
gonna go
and
over
then we're
that.
going to talk about school days starting from 11 a.m. So yeah, just if you want a complete turnaround.
Mm. Oh, one
Okay.
final question there. The Angela's wondering. So the taste of craft beer is better than the blonde beer. I mean that's your opinion,
Dep-
I guess.
it depends on your taste. Depends
Yeah,
on your own taste, your own particular what you like.
exactly.
So it really depends.
All
Okay,
right.
guys, thank you so much. Fantastic participation, and thank you for listening to us. And just remember to raise a cheers for Paddy's Day, even if
Yeah.
you're at home.
Even if it is just a bottle of water, raise a cheers for St. Patrick's Day. Guys, thank you so much, and
Exactly.
have a lovely weekend.
Bye.
All right.